My friend, it is always a pleasure and honor. Mad, 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 mad respect for you and everything you have done in your career for the Canadian music industry, for what you've created and the legacy that you are just paving the way for others to follow. When you are, I don't want to say a trendsetter, but what I want to say though is someone who has molded a career that others, I say, need to be able to follow along. How does it feel knowing that you've been able to do this for the time that you started in this business?
Um, it's just really what that is just the love of music. Just love of music is what created all of that. And getting a chance to express myself is all of that ball into one as well. So I'm very thankful for the kind words, but the work as well too, that and work and growth, because there's a lot of growing that came with all of that. So it's the growing, and the growing also becoming part of the sound when you get a new vision for things in life. So all that boiled into one.
I was trying to figure out before, man, and it's a funny situation for me. I was trying to figure out when the hell we met, and I have no idea. And you know how it is when you have people in your life that seem to always been there, and you couldn't even put a marking on when you met that person. You're definitely one of those, man, in my life, in my career.
Yeah, but I remember having good conversations leading up before the Junos and the Junos meeting with you. You know what I mean? So, and that was a long time ago, but still, it was still good times. So, yeah. And it's good to see you still doing what you're doing. This is what you love. This is what you've been doing from back then. And you're still doing what you love. And it's really good to see people when they get to be in that place of theirs. You know what
Because
I mean?
I feel like when it comes to somebody like yourself, I need to have a platform to um, talk about history and have it somewhere where people can get to it, because the things that you've done over the years, man. I mean, let's go right into it. Let's go talk about back in the day. What was that like for you, man? Because the hits were coming in. Back then, radio was still trying to feel at that hip hop thing, but there were people like yourself that was able to cut through, and they had no choice. They had to play you.
Yes, the journey and all of that was really good with that, and it was also from that era. It was a lot of fighting, but fighting with belief. And I couldn't have done it without the people that also felt what I was also bringing to the table, that also helped me to achieve the goals that I achieved. So if it really wasn't for all those special airs back then that fought with me for me to be, whether to chart or to get to where I got, because back then was really different. Back then wasn't in certain spots you can buy your way in.
Hmm.
Back then was not a buy your way in kind of era for us, at least for our music. There was no buying. You got to earn your way in all the way 100%. So it was good to do it that way. Any bumps, lumps that came with it, I appreciated all of it, because, like I said, what you learn, everything that you go through becomes part of your sound and your music. So if you get beat down, you got to come back up, but you got to come back up and bring that sound that came with you being victorious over that beat down. So you got to come with that extra, you got to come with that resurfacing sound. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's a good way to segue right into that. That's it.
I
You know,
have to give a shout out though with Master T, because as much as I tried to create a stage for you and others to be able to be heard across Canada, I mean, Master T was a master at doing that. How important was he to your career and being able to get that music out there?
I'm actually gonna make a twin out of this one, because it was Michael Williams and Master T. And the reason why
Absolutely.
I put both of them in there, because thinking about that era with our music and our sound, It was very difficult. So what they had to go through behind the scenes, being who they were, trying hard to open doors for us, was not, yeah, I couldn't even imagine what they had to deal with, even when I think about it. And I really don't think it was anything easy. So they fought for us, and yeah, we're very proud of them. I'm very thankful for everything they've done. Because when I mentioned Michael Williams, because he gave us Soul in the City. And when he gave us Soul in the City, he gave us good food. He had good taste. He gave us good music. He really didn't give us garbage. And the variety of the choices of videos and songs that were chosen for us to take in when we got to see our Soul in the City or the Rap Cities, when you really think about it, it still was tasteful. We still got a lot of good food to educate us musically to become who we became. And then going to Master T, when we became the producers, rappers, singers, whatever we became, the Master T, yes, had our videos playing. Master T really did bless me a lot. Like, man, sometimes I would see 2, 3 of my videos playing on his show, you know, and that's a lot of love. And even sometimes when people do that, that's a lot of arguments and fights he might have to deal with in the back door just to even have that happen, you know? So I really am very appreciative of the fight that both gentlemen did for all of us. And that's why, you know, they're a big part of why we are here, why the world is looking at Toronto music right now too. It was because of gentlemen like them, and Ron Nelson,
Yes.
Chick Dynasty, or all these people that were here before, or Monica's. You think about Monica's record store too, that was there back in the day. Everybody that everybody made a mark for all of us to be here. So they provided the food for us to eat, and and us eating, yeah.
And
Is
it's so important to mention all of those names because again, that is history and that's part of legacy.
yes.
You know, you could have easily jumped in front of the microphone at any time that you wanted. Being a producer was also very important for you. Why was it important for you to be a producer and also to be able to create sounds and a stage for other amazing artists who are now considered legends?
Okay, it all stems from excuse me, being raised in America. Being raised in America and being Canadian, the whole time I'm over there, I'm Canadian. I'm over there. Oh, I'm Canadian. I'm always over there with, oh, I'm Canadian. Always talking about how Canadian. So my friends that went to elementary school, high school with me, they know I'm Canadian. Time. So over there musically, I knew about the Guess Who, but I didn't know the Guess Who was Canadian until I came back to Canada. Crazy. I knew about Rush, yes, but as far as anybody making music, for me, when hip hop came out and all that, that I could say when I was there was no one there at that time. So I could, you know, play to my friends and say, yeah, we're Canadian. I didn't have that, you know. So I was really, I wanted to be able to go back to my friends and be like, yeah, this is us, you know. So now getting to come here and meeting so many amazing people, all the people that I met added to my journey and me actually doing what I'm doing with this. Ron Nelson, Eugene Tam that signed me from Plady Records, and different heads that came in between that. Blast that produced Dream Warriors and stuff like that. Blast was very instrumental in me being me because he shared his studio when he bought his own studio and helped to mentor me. And I took that and did what I had to do with it. You know what I mean? So Blast, even when I did get on, Blast became my tour manager. In order for me to pay my friend back in some way, I had to do something, you know? So it was when I came here now and I got to meet all this incredible talent and I got the position with Eugene, there was a rumor that there was no talent here. And that I met, all my friends, everybody that made it on that album was all the talent that I knew here. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take my little situation and try to help these other heads get on. And even with that being said, I had to fight my label with to have the Glenn Lewis record that I did with him for him to be the head instead of it being a Too Rude record. I wanted to be the Glenn Lewis boom boom, but they were like, he's not signed to us. You're the one that signed to us. And the most important thing I wanted them to understand is he didn't have to be signed to you. When this gentleman blows up and becomes famous, you will have that catalog of being the first to help catapult this dude into off to success. So after they finally got that, we were able to flip it that way and get those records out there. So I really believed A&R in the whole industry that way was a good way to help, because that put on Chaos, that put on Latour and Miranda, Jellystone, Glenn, as I just mentioned, a whole bunch of heads, a whole bunch of heads that helped. And it was, I really like doing things like that. I like, putting things, even the Socrates and Pheromones, putting those two together was really a good classic blend. I would love to have seen an album project from Socrates and Pheromones even after that have been, because to me both are phenomenal. Great brains, great writers, and they're both great producers as well too. They're both animals, So just to answer the question, I just really wanted to be a part. I don't want to be the main one, but be a part of helping to have my city's bar go up a notch so that we could be competitive with the rest of the world. Dream Warriors, salute to the Dream Warriors, because they got out to Europe and England and places like that and helped to put us on the map pretty much first.
True.
Because that was, their deal was pretty big. Dream Warriors deal was pretty big. And they don't get spoken about enough. So hopefully we see something happen from there, but they need to be spoken about a little bit more, because their contribution was incredible.
Absolutely. As we speak, Chaos is with Sam Roberts Band performing, I do believe, tonight at the Budweiser stage.
Nice.
How do you feel when you know where Chaos came from? The genius of Chaos. I love Chaos. In fact, he tells me I'm one of the few reporters that he will actually speak with, because Chaos. But when you see and hear how he has grown, and then when you hear, headlining Budweiser stage, how does it make you feel knowing that you helped pave that way for him to today to be able to do something like that?
I won't take credit for helping him to pave the way. Chaos helped Chaos. Let's just say that. And we worked together on a record on my album, but really and truly, I asked him to be on my album because he was releasing records before. I got to see his talent. He's talented. And it's just to really keep it straight and short with love. It's great to see him grow and actually receive everything that he wants to receive from the music.
Absolutely. 2K. How important do you think, not just for yourself, but how important do you think 2K was for music history?
I'm gonna say it did. When I look back to that era when everything started to be released from that album, it did help to set the bar of where everything started to go now from there. Because when I hit you with innovations, that's a little crazy. And then when someone as different and as hard body as Jellystone comes out, and you see something that crazy and different, and that's wild, that's great. And then Latour and Miranda, two pop chicks, Glenn Lewis, About Your Love. Yeah, it really, with all that consistency, I think it did help to have everybody tap their bootstraps and say, okay, this is what we're doing. This is the music we're doing here. This is the music we're doing here. And this is where we're going to keep Canada. And look at Canada now. Surpass my bar is here. Canada's here right now. So I'm very, very happy that, certain artists got to get signed and we got to be seen and heard. And I'm pretty secure in myself. So as far as not getting money from people's getting signed off of that and all that, that's the whole idea was to really genuinely help people. So I really didn't care about that part. But to see where the city is now, that is, no one can pay for that.
True.
So even having just a little scratch of being a part of helping the city get to where it's at now, and it's actually even gonna be better. It's even gonna get greater than where we are now too in the future. But to see it from where it started to where it's at right now, to be a part of that, no one can pay for what that feels like, the feeling in being a constructive part in helping that.
You know, when 2K was one of those collections of music that you could put in and walk away. Just turn it on and walk away.
Clean the
This
house.
is this is my question though. Why don't we have enough of that today? And that's just coming from me. If anybody else agrees or disagrees, that's them. But I just feel that way, that we don't have enough of that.
I would say 2K was the first DJ Khaled type stuff, whatever. It was the first DJ Khaled, the first producer album to where a producer really did that with so many different artists. That was produced by one producer. It's not a compilation where most compilations before that was people submitting tracks and other producer produced it. But to have the whole album produced by a producer, a lot of the songs co-written by the producer, different things like that as well. It was the first Khaled. That's what I'll call it. You know what I mean? So to look at things like that, when I see things like DJ Khaled, I'm very happy to see those kind of things happen. I like when you make music, you're not going to be the only person. You know what I mean? So I wasn't expecting to be the only person to do that, but to see the growth and to see that now, yeah, it's similar, quite similar. It's not the same.
When you are now listening to music today, what do you like about what's going on today with people like yourself who have been able to help pave that way to what we have now?
Um, I like people that are trying to stretch it, push it very far, because technology is so amazing. Well, what technology provides, the limit of creativity is through the roof. There's not one thing that can't be done with how technology has provided everything to be here. Like that, like my song now too, I was able to mix, master, record all that stuff by myself because of technology. Back in the day, no, I needed an engineer, you know, I needed someone to do the photos, I needed someone to come and do all that. But no, nowadays you can do everything. I wear 80 hats. I do hire a couple people now here and there to do 1, 2, 3 things, but you're quite capable of getting everything done. As long as you have the drive and the desire, you can get everything done in this day, in this era. So technology has made it incredible. I pretty much not answered the question because I got lost in the middle of that there too. But
No, that's okay because the question was going into what you liked, and you said about the technology.
yes.
Are there artists today that you are enjoying these days?
As far as the new kids, I like Don Toliver's sound. I like Don Toliver's sound. I like his writing. His writing has influenced people like what's his name? He hangs out with him. What am I forgetting? Travis Scott.
Yes.
Travis, and I like Don Toliver as far as the writing and where he's gone with that stuff. I love her. I love SZA's stuff. I Toronto Zone, Shy Wisdom, always support.
Yes.
Really, 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 really love that. Yeah. Who else is out there? I'm listening to all kinds of stuff. So really, yeah, I really keep it eclectic and open. So right now, I guess the SZA, the hers, I'm really there and all that right now.
Does the new sound reflect? Because we're now getting into your newest track. Does when you're hearing what's going on today, does that influence you when you're going to create new music, or is it still just whatever you're feeling in the heart and in the soul is what comes out?
Um, all in one. In doing my home, because I still call it homework. A lot of it is you have to do your homework depending on how different you want to be. I always want to be different, and I came in with a mentality of always trying to have just offering something a little bit new to the industry when you come in with a sound or with music. So my mentality is always, I'm always trying to do something different, but it's not really fully different. It's kind of been done before, but with just the angle and where I took it, it just makes it sound different. You know what I mean? So it's pretty much history repeating itself. I got shout out to Carl. Wow, what is his name, man? Oh my goodness, Carl. I'm forgetting my bass player. Oh my goodness. Hold on, I'm having one of those moments in the middle of my interview.
That's okay because you got a lot of people under your wing that
Yeah,
works with
I'm
you. So.
always trying to give everybody their props, like because even when I'm making music, it's not all about me. I like me. I have musician friends that I do connect with, and I do like to share the credit, especially when I bring people involved. You know what I mean? So, shout out Whitey Don. Shout out Fire Stixx on this record too. As far as the way they came with it, Whitey Don sounds incredible. Fire Stixx, the way he came in on his verse, magnificent. Yeah.
So let's get to it and make it official. What is the new summer track for 2021 that you have released, my friend?
This one, that's the one I released for the summer. I do have another one coming though, so
No,
yeah,
no, no. But we haven't given the title, the feel, the exact feel. I'm giving you this chance, man. What is it called? And what is it about? How does it represent you in this part of your career?
okay. The name of the song is called "Never Did Anything to Fall in Love," featuring Whitey Don and Fire Stixx. The concept of writing this song is really about someone that the people that weren't ever interested in falling in love at all, and just happen to run into the moment with eye contact when they actually make eye contact with that one true person, and now they're fully hypnotized. Look what you make me do. So yeah. So it's really the concept with that. Someone that really was not interested in love at all, and they actually fell in love, and them and this individual, they're fully connected, and this person now that was just pretty much like a bad man, Gallus, is now changed his ways to just be dedicated to the one woman that actually meets his match.
That's an old school story. And that's what I love about this because it's an old school story, but you're giving it fresh new beats. I love this mix.
Yes, yes, yes. So
You know, when you think about bringing that together, um, it really is about having, to me, that signature song of the summer, and we don't have enough of that, man. How does it feel that this could be the one that, in a lot of ways, represents 2021, the summer of 2021?
that would be incredible. I'd be really happy because work went into it. I'm very happy with the work. Even to the work went into it to where I had to hire Sasha Stoltz. I needed it's time to get a publicist. So I've released songs before in the year and so on and so forth, but not as if I didn't feel the songs were worthy, but I was really just having fun making music, just putting out music, and that's it. And this one kind of hit me to and my friends and everybody too in my ear. They're like, yeah, this is it, buddy. Drop this one. And yeah, I'm very, very happy.
Shout out to Sasha too for making the connection on this one, man, because I was so happy to see this going on. So, what is next for you? Will there be more tracks? Are you going to be working with more people? Will you actually even be doing any kind of shows? Also, when are you writing a book? Because that should be happening soon on your life. And even with a documentary of some kind, what is going on with all of these things with you?
Okay. First things first. I was just, while you were talking, I was on my phone because I had to get Colin Barrett. I had to get his name right because Colin Barrett is a brilliant musician out of Toronto, and he's the gentleman that played the bass on the single I released. Now, as far as book, I'm really interested in the book, and I just started talking to David Cropper. Shout out David Cropper, and shout out to 100 Miles, Gary from 100 Miles as well. Just started talking to David Cropper about actually possibly filming something, getting together and putting the minds together and doing something, because it's been a journey, and during the whole time I've never really told anybody my story. I kept a lot of things in while things were happening, and things didn't look like things were happening. So I was very good at just covering up a lot of stuff. But from that, what the music is, the heavy part behind my music is the pain. Is actually the pain of things that I've gone through, and the balance now, finding the balance of it, the pain turning into sounds, being able to see sounds and visuals from that, all in the growing. It's all in the growing in the process. And there's so many other musicians that I know have gone through the exact same thing or going through the same thing that will be able to relate. And if I were to do a story with all of that being very open and honest with all the crazy stuff, I would want it to be a project that would help other people to heal, from the pain, to help other people to be able to grasp things earlier. Common sense is kind of, I don't know what's going on with common sense these days, but to help people to tap in and click into things a little bit faster, to help them to get to where they are striving to go a little bit faster, without shortcuts too. There's shortcuts don't make it. Shortcuts, when you do shortcuts in life, you miss out on the meat and potatoes of what you were supposed to learn. So all in this that you're jumping over, all that's in here that you want to jump over, that's where all the answers and all the secrets lie, all in what you're trying to jump over. So this here, when you go through this part, it could be painful, lumps, bumps, but once you come out, you are going to be a champion once you learn to deal with this, because this section can end up coming back while you're up here with that. Might end up coming back and bring you up on a crazier drop. So these are things that I would have the story try to help other people. That's why even when I mentor new artists, I try to cover all that, the emotions, mental illness, everything that artists all go through. It all is a part of songs. It's all a part of music, but to channel it into the right places so that it stays music and you're not hurting yourself. It becomes music and you make it become the greatest tool for your music. So these are all the things that I have to struggle with, but it's great armor for my music war. You know what I mean? It's great ammunition for my music tank, So yeah, that's all those things, being able to have a good understanding with all that stuff, because even my journey through my career, man, all those hits that you would call it, I never got paid once, bro. Never got paid once. And somehow I was able to find my way to be able to take care of myself and do things to get by and still maintain in life. You understand? And still to be able to be here, to still be dropping new music. That took a lot of new reconstructing and growing and all that other stuff. And I'd want to take my experiences to be able to lead by example to help other people that don't do so well when they go through situations like this. So it's important to me. It's something I'd like to do.
Before we wrap this up, what advice do you want to give the young cats out there who are paving their way and hopefully will have a stellar career like yourself?
First thing I said is, when you're doing music, always come into music, into the industry, have something new to offer. Don't ever come in trying to copy someone else. The music is in you. When you're being creative and something's, it's you. So find you when you can find you and come in with something new to offer. And have the most fun that you can have making music. Have fun making music. Be in, even when you're, sometimes things get a little rough, but when you're channeling that energy into the music, have fun making that music. That pain, you know it, boom, boom, boom. So put it into the music, and now you're having fun. Like, yeah, oh, woo, you're taking all those elements and really making it work. It helps you to win more. Be very honest with yourself when you're writing songs. That's how you win. When you want to, well, I don't want to tell them that that one little sentence that you want to edit and not be true and express yourself, that's where you're taking yourself away from that hit, because other people will be able to relate. A lot of everybody's covered up and, you know, hiding things and, oh, life is great. But then when they hear certain songs, why is it that everybody's gravitating to this song that's saying all that heavy stuff? Because everybody can relate. They've been there for some reason. They never admitted it. But when that song came out, that's talking all that stuff, that's like, yeah, you drama through the fire, through the wire, all that, you've been, yeah. So just be very honest with yourself when you're writing music. Have fun. Rock out with your rock out fearlessly when you're displaying your music. That's it. Have fun and, yeah, kick butt when you're doing your.
And the other thing, if I want to add to that too, man, is document everything from beginning to end, because I have had the pleasure. I've got pictures of you and I,
Okay.
long time ago, man. And I'm going to try to see if I can post that on my Throwback Thursdays. But, man, I've lost a lot of pictures, but I still have a lot of them. And it's like I said, you're in it. And all the folks that you mentioned, I've got pictures of them. And like I said, it's an honor, man. It's an honor to be in this industry, but man, it's an honor to be able to follow your career and watching everything that you've done and continue to do. Congratulations on this new track. Congratulations on the stellar career that you've had, and just so looking forward to everything else you do in the future. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Good to see you, Rudy. Good to see you still doing your stuff, man. Rudy and Rudimental right here. Yeah. Thank you, brother.